Thank you all very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very special guest to my right, RIC head men's soccer coach Kyle Froberg. Kyle, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So you played for URI from 1992 to 1996, reaching the NCAA tournament in both of the latter years, 95 and 96. You also coached North Kingstown High School boys soccer from 2006 to 2015. You won 2 state championships with that team, 2007-2014. Now heading into your second year as head coach for Rhode Island College, the Anchormen. How are you feeling heading into year number 2?
Good. I think I have a little bit better understanding of how Division III college soccer works and what we have to do to be successful. So it's putting the right pieces together in the puzzle and trying to figure out how to be the best in the conference.
When looking at coaching, you really have 2 different ends of a spectrum. Many people are going to be familiar with New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, and his coaching style is kind of applicable to a lot of different sports. He's very X's and O's based. Every player has to do their individual job, do your job, and if every player does their job, the betterment of the team will increase. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, if you're familiar with the hit TV show Ted Lasso, Ted Lasso is very big on the interpersonal and intrapersonal communication between him and his players and between the players themselves, and the X's and O's will come later. Where do you find your coaching style lies within that spectrum, and how do you try to find a balance between the 2 sides?
It's probably in the middle because I've watched Ted Lasso, and obviously, I'm not a Patriots fan, but I do appreciate Bill Belichick and how he does. So it's in the middle. You can't be too stern. You can't be, if you're talking in the media or anything, you can't be, one-word answers. You can't be doing that. You got to give a little bit more. And same thing, can't be buddy-buddy with them either, and you can't be, you have to be stern in certain things and then also be a friend, a mentor at other instances. It's we wear many hats as coaches, so you got to kind of figure out that right balance. And sometimes I get it wrong, and sometimes I get it right, and hopefully our guys enjoy playing here and playing for me, myself, and Coach Bradley.
Last year was your first head season as head coach of the Anchormen, and this year you're still kind of a relatively young head coach of the program, only going into your second year. What would you say is the biggest challenge when approaching upperclassmen who have had different coaches in the same program, and how have you tried to change kind of their mentality going from one coach to the next? Yeah,
it's about earning respect. That's it. I mean, in my younger years of coaching, I'd jump on the field and play, and they say, "All right, coach can play. He can play a little bit." I still do that from time to time, but I really pick my moments when I do it. But it's more of a get an understanding, and get them to buy into what we want to do. And we have good upperclassmen and leaders. They get it. They get it. So you show them what makes sense, and you give them a little bit of freedom to make their own decisions. And I think you don't really have to have them buy into it. They understand it, and they bring along the younger guys, and because the younger guys look at the older guys and be like, okay, well, what do we have to do to be successful? Let's take leadership from Johnny Oliveira. Let's take leadership from some of our older upperclassmen and try to figure out, all right, what he obviously appreciates what coaches tell him. Can we do the same? Can we lead by example as well?
One more question for you. Previously in your coaching career, you coached a player by the name of Brett Utley. He was a 2-time All-American and a former Gatorade Player of the Year. When you see a player on a team that is so exceptionally gifted and very, very talented, do you have to change your approach with that player, or do you try to keep it the same and try to keep it consistent amongst all of the players?
Yeah, it's got to be consistent. It's got to be consistent because, guys will understand that. I've played with a number of very good players, and we had a guy we played with in college, and he was, in the 1998 World Cup. It was treated a little bit special, because you had to a little bit. But guys read into that, and they understand that. But you definitely have to, everybody's the same on the team, but you do have to have those little individual conversations. So quick little plug for Brett. He's actually the Austin FC head.
Yes, I did some research
for FC2. So he's doing great. I'm super proud about him as well. But he was a phenomenal player. But we have a good amount of players in this team that can make a difference.
By the time the viewers are watching this interview, it'll be September 1st, the night of the first game of the regular season. What are you most excited for the upcoming season?
Well, the new field. I think that's the best. I think myself, Coach Phil, is super excited. Athletic Director Don Tencher has been huge in getting that field ready for us in time for this season. Great job of keeping us in the planning process, which we really got the field we really want. If we couldn't have like a pristine grass field, this is the next best thing. This turf is unbelievable. The width, the dimensions is excellent. So I'm excited for the first with a great day of soccer ahead of us.
I can't wait for September 1st as well. Kyle, best of luck to you and the rest of the team for the upcoming season. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.